edge. You can put it on the board. Yes. He could go all the way. 95 yards ready to
Welcome to the Friday version of the Sports Circus. This segment is brought to you by, or actually today's show is brought to you by, the American Business Trust Company, specializing in startup consulting, sales and marketing, corporate strategy, and investment capital. You can visit them online at abtrustco.com or call 657-600-1876 and give them a call. They can sure help your business today with all those things and a heck of a lot more. We can actually maybe get you a little discount if you mention the Sports Circus. So, I am your host and ringmaster, Sal, and I have a special guest today, Thomas El Animal Herrera.
Thank you, Sal. Thanks for the invitation. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, great to have you here. We've had you here before, and we've seen your knockouts on TV, right? Great stuff.
Yeah.
And tell everybody what you're up to these days.
Well, I'm just back in training camp. I had a couple weeks off. Went on vacation, Mexico, Arizona. Shout out to my people in the 520, Tucson, Arizona. Back in training camp.
Vacation. He's going to Mexico. Anyway.
And now it's back to, get back in the business and start training, getting ready for the next fight, possibly end of July, August, depending, negotiations. But yeah, we're back in business.
That's great. And where's your next fight? Where do you think it's going to be? Here in Las Vegas?
I hope it's here in Vegas because.
Me too, so I can go.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely. I mean, it's fight.
Remember what happened last time I went?
Yeah, it was a show.
Folks, I ran the camera, and here's this guy scoring a huge knockout in an improbable, according to the crowd that is, in an improbable situation. But this guy just flat out lifted the legs up off the other guy. His feet were up in the air. Great video. We aired the video a couple of months ago. Great stuff. This guy can pack a punch. So speaking of packing a punch, let's talk a little bit about this upcoming fight between Mayweather and Conor McGregor. Now, I know you're a boxing guy, and I know you have a definite opinion, so everybody at home certainly wants to hear your opinion.
Right. Well, I'm definitely a Mayweather fan. It's but I mean, hopefully it'll be a great show. It'll be entertaining. But at the end of the day, Mayweather is one of the best boxers in the world, and against an MMA guy, it's like, if he doesn't do nothing in the first three rounds, then it's gonna go the distance. Mayweather's gonna got the win.
You think it'll just be one of those, if he doesn't try, because McGregor's gonna try to land early. Right? Because he's not used to going, 12 rounds. He's used to going, 5 rounds maybe?
Yeah.
Right, but in full contact, his stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's used to taking big shots, bloody shots, and not having a fight called because of some blood. Right? And they're used to being on the canvas, too. So this is kind of interesting. So, how many times do you think Mayweather has been on the canvas in 49 wins?
None.
Right. That's my point. And how many times do you think that people have gotten up from the canvas from a Mayweather fight and not been called out? How many times did that happen, do you think?
It's a good question, but yeah, definitely McGregor. He has the chin, so I don't think Floyd will knock him out, but I see unanimous decision. Floyd wins.
But wouldn't that be kind of a disappointment in the boxing world?
True, but that's what the fan wants. That's what the fans want.
Is this going to be what the fans want, or is this Floyd's ego saying, "I need to knock him out for the boxing world"?
I think it's both. I mean, like I said, hopefully we're hoping for an entertaining fight, and that's what we want to see.
Oh, it'll be entertaining.
Yeah.
It's only going to be entertaining because McGregor's going to keep marching right at Mayweather. Now, I've been talking about this fight for the last 6 months. The Sports Circus called it. We knew it was going to happen right here in the fight capital of the world. Right? We knew it was going to happen here in Vegas. We just didn't know it was at the MGM, but it was kind of probable that it would. But you got to remember, McGregor's just going to keep marching right at him. You can't run for 12 rounds. At some point, you're going to have to fight.
Right.
Now, Mayweather's elusive, right? He makes people miss or half hits or whatnot, right? And, when someone hitting him, maybe he'll turn back, whatever. But the point is, at some point, McGregor is going to land something. He has the fighter's chance, right? The puncher's chance.
Yeah, I mean, there's always that possibility. They're both throwing punches, but there's always that punch you don't see coming, and lights out, you're out.
Well, but how many times has Mayweather not seen a punch come, though? I mean,
he has been rocked. He has been rocked a few times.
Well, he's going to see the big wind-up by McGregor because McGregor is very unorthodox. He's not your standard boxer, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have any real boxing experience,
right?
So with all the punches that Mayweather has seen, he's going to see the big wind-up, right? It's going to come, and he's going to be able to duck and dodge out of the way. But can he dodge the deke? Right?
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm really interested in because here's allegedly the best defensive fighter of our generation. But what I don't see is this guy escaping everything. Now he has been hit, but I don't think he's been hit by somebody like this. What do you think about that?
I think you're right. I mean, McGregor, he's younger. He's strong. So there's always that possibility. It just takes one punch, to take you down, and that's what we're going to see.
Right. Well, we've got the 4-ounce gloves versus the big pillows. Right. I mean, you still get knocked out with the big pillows, right?
Oh, yeah.
But this is a guy that's used to getting hit with 4-ounce gloves in every possible way. So it would take a monumental hit by Mayweather to take out McGregor. I really believe that. He's not going to knock him out. I would almost bet on that. I'm not going to bet, but I would almost bet on it. But it's going to be very entertaining. But I'm very curious to see what the betting lines are. I haven't taken a look at the sportsbook yet. I'm sure it's a huge favorite in Mayweather's decision. But I wonder what the knockout odds are. That's the most exciting part about it, because out of the millions of people that are going to do pay-per-view on this, which that's the next segment we talk about the money side of it. Out of the millions of people watching, how many people want to see a knockout and not a snooze fest like Pacquiao and Mayweather? Right?
Yeah.
Tell everybody at home what you want to see.
I want to see an action-packed fight and somebody get knocked out. Entertaining fight.
And who do you want to see get knocked out?
McGregor, of course. You got McGregor, right?
Yeah, man.
I got Mayweather.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Just place a small bet right now.
What do you got? You gotta give me these odds.
Okay. I got Mayweather, unanimous decision. He wins unanimous decision.
You have to give me some odds on that.
Okay.
You have to. I mean, that's like a 3-1. I mean, I want 3 meals of my choice, whatever that may be. We'll put a cap on it. But you guys don't know about that. We'll put a cap on it financially, and then to the 1 for what you want. And again, we'll put a cap on it. All right?
Sounds good.
All right. See, now that's a puncher hitting a non-puncher's hand. All right, exactly. So we're going to see how that one plays out. But, man, there's going to be a knockout. I really believe there's going to be a knockout. And I think for the sports, for both sports, and listen, our producer Scott over here, he's a big MMA guy, right?
Okay.
And so I think that Scott would argue also that a knockout has to happen for either side, because for boxing, their credibility is on the line. Right? And for MMA, imagine if McGregor goes in there and knocks out this king of the little guys, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So if he does that, I mean, imagine what that does for MMA. Scott, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, UFC has everything to gain. Boxing has everything to lose in this fight.
Absolutely. And I share the same feeling. It's not whether I want this one or that one, although it would be nice if Floyd would do something for his community instead of just flash his money around everybody. Nobody cares that he has stacks and stacks around, because that doesn't make him a better human. It just makes him a wealthier human, right? What have you done for your community? Why doesn't he take some of these ridiculous amounts of money that he's going to pay in taxes anyway and give it to a cause? Sure, he'll get the write-off for it, but he'll go from zero to hero in the public's eyes very quickly, because the general public really doesn't like him too much because he flashes his money around. Look what I got. Nobody cares. I mean, think about that. If you were that guy, would you share and do the right thing for the community?
Yeah, definitely. I'll give it back.
Think about what that's worth to you. Right? Okay, never mind the money that you would redistribute. Let's say you had $50 million, like he's got 700. You had $50 million to redistribute to the masses. Now, whether it's in Tucson, whether it's in Vegas, whether it's in Mexico, it doesn't matter. Think about the value that brings to you from the humanistic side. Never mind the financial value, which we'll get into that in the next segment, but think about what you would do, and we're going to come back with your answer because there's a lot of questions out there. I had this conversation with Bronco Billy Wright yesterday, and Billy had some great answers, and we'll see you in just a minute here on the Sports Circus.